So the good news of the next piece of part 3 is that it's just a rendition or a re-rendition of the first piece of it. So Christopher grabs my hand, I do my block, I turn, I hit, I get in position. Now the only thing that differentiates here is that there's no kick. So Chris does his squat block here, and he turns and does the high block, he does the back fist, but then realizes maybe there's no reason for a kick, maybe the distance isn't right, maybe the person isn't in a position to kick. So he just decides to gain control, and he does the low block and the punch. So once more in its entirety, he does his squat block, he turns, he high blocks, he does his back fist, and then he just deletes the kick. Virtually the same motion. The last piece is where it changes. So he did his final punch and he does the squat block just like we've been doing, but maybe there's no attacker back here. Maybe he didn't gain control. Something changed. So he decides to stay face to face with me, and to gain safety and distance, he'll step away and get to a more correct distance, which personally for me is the best piece of this whole thing. Safety, distance, and space is the most important thing. Maybe I retaliate and I come at him. As I do so, he squares off so that he can get a better position on me, and as I come at him, maybe to punch, he kicks me. Boom, as he kicks me, I'm most likely going to stumble. The next move would be a punch, boom, and that's the piece. So we go back to the squat block, the fourth and final squat block. He does this, he decides that he has to get away from me, gets clear, I come at him, he kicks me, and he punches me. Now, the next move is where I want to spend just a moment. What a lot of people have said over the years is that now I retaliate with a kick, and he catches it, and as he catches it, he grabs it and then twists it, injuring the ankle. I've been doing martial arts fairly long time now, and over the years it's been very difficult to catch a kick of a very skilled martial artist. We could hope that a person who's on the street who isn't as skilled would have a sloppier, more easily catchable kick, but I like to train to the most high level. So let me give you an example of what I would do in that scenario. So we're at the last and final move of Seisan Kata. For me, it's a little bit of a controversial move because the majority of people say that you're catching a person's kick, which is possible, but infinitesimally possible, very small, and then you twist the ankle. If somebody out there is good at that, I completely respect that. At the same moment, we just did this piece where Christopher had my hand, and I took his hand off, and I stepped back, and I kicked him, and I punched him. What I see here is that I kicked him and I punched him, and his body's coming forward. And you have to be careful with your partners, your spouses, your children, even your training partners in the dojo. But as I step back, he's already falling. So as I step back, he's stumbling, and I'm just guiding him at this point. And then a neck-like motion would take him down. Definitely very dangerous, but if it is a dangerous situation, which we have to plan for, I think something like that could be considered. So we'll do that one more time. Chris grabs my wrist, I break it off, I step back, I kick him, I punch him. He's already stumbling, so I guide him with me and I take him down. So that would be that move in the kata as one option. Another alternative ending for that final move in Seisan is one that I like a lot. A lot of martial artists do this one. So Christopher grabs my wrist, I clear it off, I step back, I soften him, maybe I punch him. I could grab him here and pull back and take him down this way if his head was more up. His head was up, so I had to go in that direction. Or I kick him and he folds more forward. Maybe I would have to do it with my other hand, and I'll do that a little slower now, where I grab his head, and as he's stumbling forward, I do what I call passing through the valley. So I have to pull back to the cat stance, which is actually the move in the kata, and as he's stumbling forward, I'm pushing him through so that he falls down in a rotary-like way. Another move I like a lot on the final move in Seisan is kind of a standalone move. It doesn't really follow the sequence of the kata like the other ones did, but it attaches to other self-defense that we see in a lot of different spots in martial arts. So the attack that comes to mind would be like a rear attack, like a bear hug, where Christopher comes in to grab me, and initially I have to sink into maybe a horse stance. Again, that's not quite the Seisan Kata, but I'm doing whatever it takes to get him off of me. But the final move would be I come in and I take him down, and just slow. So I'm in this position. I don't want this person to be able to get up and continue to hurt me. Maybe there's a weapon involved. Maybe my significant other or my children or somebody's in danger. Something else needs me to be there. So this could be, I'm here, I've got him stuck, and I twist it so that he's unable to get up and continue to hurt me or somebody else. So we're talking about Seisan Kata and its inherent bunkai or self-defense moves. The first and foremost is that you have to know the kata inside and out. A lot of times I've felt over the years that bunkai is really a black belt concept. Until somebody really understands the kata, and there's 8 kata in the basic Ishinryu playlist, I think for somebody who's a black belt who knows all of them and able to go in and out of them without thinking, which for most people would argue that it takes many years, it's hard to really understand the concepts until you have that. So to some degree, what we've done here is give maybe a futuristic view of what you should be studying, but we do have so many black belts in our dojo that would benefit from this, which would probably be my target right now in these more detailed videos. Practice your kata, know it, do the pieces, do the kicks, do the punches, do the blocks. Make sure your stances are solid. With a partner, go through the sequences we did here so that you can start to understand it. I said it takes a long time, but during that period of waiting, you can still be practicing and studying so that when you get to that point, it will already be ingrained in you. That would be my recommendation. We'll be doing each and every kata in the upcoming weeks. Please watch for it, and hopefully you can learn from them.